Welcome to Be the Light 365. I'm Pastor Jake. We're in Matthew chapter 21, verses 23 through 27 for our Bible study today. And Jesus in the temple, and the scribes and the priests come up to him and says, "What authority do you do these things?" And he asked him, he said, let me ask you something first. Was John come from heaven, or did he come from man? Was he a prophet or not a prophet? Well, they reasoned among themselves, and they said, well, we can't say that he wasn't a prophet because the people believed he was, and they'd get mad and start a revolution a little bit. So they finally just told Jesus, well, we're not going to tell you. So Jesus tells them, neither will I tell you where my authority comes from. Now, the thing about authority is this. Jesus had authority. He could have told them it come from God, but it wasn't time yet, because they would want us. They would have took him then. He had a certain time, a certain point that he had to be at. It wasn't time. I know Jesus talks about authority. Now, we have authority. Jesus has authority. It says in Matthew 28:18, which we're going to get to a little bit later on, and Jesus came and spoke unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. A lot of people say, well, it's the devil's domain and he's got the power of it. No, Jesus has the power. Straight and straightforward. He took the power when he went to the cross. He took it all away from him. He has the power. And he also goes on and says in Luke 10:18-20 says, and he said unto them, beheld Satan as a lightning falling from heaven. Behold, I give you power to tread on scorpions and serpents, and over the powers of the enemy, the demons, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding, rejoice not that your spirits are subject to you, but rather rejoice that your names are in heaven. We have authority over these demons. We can tell them to rebuke them, or we can let them in. And that's what this is about. What he is. He didn't want the chief priests and them. He didn't want their authority for them to creep in. So he just more or less told them, I'm not going to tell you what authority, because you wouldn't believe it anyways. So just remember, authority is through God and God alone. Authority is through Jesus and Jesus alone. We have authority over these demons. We need to exercise it. That know that we do have the power to say, we rebuke you, believe us.